This isn't just a getaway. It's where high-achieving entrepreneurs come to be able to get their assumptions challenged, to be able to sharpen their strategy and shape their next chapter. For a few days, they've stepped out of the noise to work out what comes next in life and business. Welcome inside a space built for clarity, leverage, and legacy-level thinking. For the next few days, we're going to be spending the time masterminding, connecting, sharing ideas, and also having an experience that's going to take most people out of their comfort zones, which you're going to have to find out a little bit more about later on. And in this room, we're going to be masterminding. Now, a true mastermind is made up of the people that are within the group. We've got some great high-level entrepreneurs, some great people doing great things in their life and business, and they're going to be helping each other solve problems, solve challenges, ideate new ideas and concepts that they can apply to their life, as well as brainstorm other ideas that are going to make a difference to not only their life, but also their legacy. So welcome officially to the Evolve Legacy, specifically Stillness in the Storm. I know a few of you are having some guesses maybe of what might be happening, and you're going to be finding out a little bit later on what's going on. As you know, there's a golden thread that runs between every single one of us in this room, which is the ability to want to grow and develop personally, professionally, but also to be able to make an impact whilst we're doing it in a way that fulfills us, energizes us. I always like to refer to these groups as the board you can't afford, because I genuinely believe the knowledge, the wisdom, the network that can be shared within this room is outstanding. There's a range of different things that we take the members through when they're at the Evolve Legacy. Now, one of the first things that we do is we get them to get really clear on what it is that they're looking to get from these 2.5 days. Because as Dan Sullivan once said, your eyes only see and your ears only hear what you're looking for. So we get them really focused in on what ideas, opportunities and capabilities they want to take from these 2.5 days. Then what we do is break out into going through one of my tools. Now, the tool that we're sharing on this occasion is the Bucket List Activator. Now, this tool is designed to get people to identify what achievements and experiences they've already had to date, rather than just keep focusing on new things they want to experience. But then what we do is get them to identify other experiences that they can have in their life, regardless of whether time or money or physical ability, or whether even they just believe it's possible for them that they could have. And then what we're going to get them to do is start to identify just a couple of things that they can start taking action on this year, or maybe even set to experience this year that they wouldn't have thought about otherwise. So there's a little part of our brain called the reticular activating system, and the reticular activating system is the part of our brain that enables us to focus. We've all had these experiences where we really want a particular car or handbag or whatever it might be. We go and get it, and all of a sudden we see it everywhere. It's because of the reticular activating system. I want to do this little exercise with you to get us going. So it's a tool I've created called Bucket List Activation. And the reason it's important is because goals, any goal that we set, really is about creating an experience. So any goal that we set is to have an experience whilst we're pursuing that goal, or to have the experience as a result of achieving the goal. So either or, it's kind of the journey or the destination, or both, right? They're the two things. But any experience that we ever have ultimately is driving one thing and one thing only, and that's a feeling. We want to experience a feeling, whatever that feeling might be. Obviously the feelings can be different, but the experiences can enable the feeling to be had. Now, I appreciate that ultimately any feeling can be created in any given moment, but we want to be having those experiences. And a lot of us, when we're constantly focused on the future, we actually forget a lot of the experiences that we've already had. When people think about bucket lists, they'll often think about material things that they've bought or wanted to have bought, or really high level things. But what I want you to think about is as many experiences that you've had that you can remember, done, achieved experiences in your life to date. It can be the big things or it can be the small things. As many things as you can possibly think of that you've achieved, things that you maybe haven't thought about for 10 or 15 years, as many of these things as you could possibly remember, I want you to write them down. That's a great exercise for you to do as well if you haven't thought about the things that you've experienced or done year to date, or be able to think about some of the other things that you want to put on your bucket list to give yourself some experiences in life that add the zest to it and give you the juice from what you're doing ultimately day to day. As well as the formality of everything, we also have some wonderful facilities to be able to experience, whether it's the swimming pool, whether it's the hot tub, the sauna, or the gym. So here in the gym, people can come and burn off that extra little bit of steam or get that pump before we go on to get cracking on with the day, or indeed use it at the end of the day. We're about to start the top secret experience, which in this case is a Wim Hof Method Workshop. So Katja has flown in from Germany. She's an advanced Wim Hof instructor, and Katja is going to be taking us through the Wim Hof method. So what does the method start with? What are we going to be doing in this room first of all?
In this room, we're going to do a breathing session. We're going to go into 6 rounds of Wim Hof breathing, activating, for example, the immune system, but also going to balance out the nervous system, something that makes you more stress resistant. And also, it's like a little bit of a reset, which your participants will probably feel.
They will indeed. I've had 2 experiences, out-of-body experiences in my life, and one of them was doing this exact thing that we're about to do. So very much looking forward to that, and having that whole experience of the breath work.
Looking forward to it.
By the process that we're going to go through this afternoon is firstly recognize, and secondly then overcome your own limits. Through the power of mental focus, when you learn to control your mind, you'll also be able to stay steadfast in so many other areas of your life. So I'm absolutely delighted and super excited to be able to welcome Katja, and round of applause for Katja, everybody.
Thank you for the warm welcome. Thank you for having me. And thank you for allowing me to do what I love to do. What I will do now is explain to you how it works. Then also go a little bit into what happens in your body when you do it. Why is it worthwhile? Okay. And then we move into a breathing session together. Sounds good? We have the first phase, breathing in, letting go. All right. And then we move over to the second phase. I say fully in, let go. And you stop breathing on the empty lung. And it's not necessary to really empty it. It's just letting go and holding your breath, relaxing. And then the third phase would be, okay, breathing stimulus, hold your breath. The interesting thing is, if you breathe so passionately, you actually send the signal, the signal to your brain, to your stress center in the brain, okay, something is the matter. This is fight or flight mode, actually. Don't worry, you won't feel stressed, but to your brain, it's heavy breathing signifies to your brain fight or flight. If you do this regularly, you will feel it in your everyday life. You will feel it in your job. You will feel it with your kids, whatever it is. Make sense? It's really beautiful. Okay? So let's practice the breath work. Deeply in. Fully in, and then it's you just let go. Please repeat it a couple of times so I can have the chance to see you into automatically. If you have this picture in your head, you will breathe deep into your belly. That's what we want. And then you fill your lung, and then you just let go. Take a full conscious inhale, belly, chest, head, let go, exhale, and hold your breath.
What most people know Wim Hof method for is ice, because of course Wim Hof himself is the Iceman. So what we've got here are 3 ice baths, 70 kilograms of ice that we're going to be filling these up to get the water down to somewhere in the region of 4 to 5 degrees. What's some of the benefits of people going through this process, and what are we likely to see? Are they going to be scared, or are they going to do it? What's the process?
Both. They might be really freaked about the idea, especially since they don't know that they will do this.
That's the key. We haven't told them about this experience. It's a top secret experience.
So the monkey brain might be all over the place.
Yeah.
And then I come in guiding them through this and preparing them through this. And this is the key, and that's the magic in it, when they realize, oh wow, I can do this. There are skills that I can learn, and I can tap into my potential that's already there and even enjoy it. And that's really magical.
Very much looking forward to it. So I know a lot of them are going to be absolutely petrified at the idea of having to get into this. But here we go. Let's see.
Well done, Carmel. Hey, sit down, Sarah.
We have our guest speaker now, and I am very much looking forward to this for you. So our guest speaker is Allan Kleynhas.
Hi, my name is Allan Kleynhas. I'm here at the beautiful Georgian Manor in Colchester, Essex with Will Polston and the Evolve Network. And looking forward to spending the day with them today, focused on specifically how they can bring more of themselves into whatever they're focused on, their business, their lives, all about energy, all about psychology, all about performance. Looking forward to a fantastic day. In today's session, we're going to be covering specifically on what people can do to bring more of themselves and more of their energy and be more present with what they are focused on in their lives and their business. You know, business is a spiritual game. We're going to be talking a little bit about that too. Everything is energy and energy is everything. How do you really bring more of your energy to whatever you're doing and stay present and focused? And then also make sure that you're not being distracted by whatever's going on in the world today. We all know that there are plenty of distractions, and we want to make sure that we stay focused on what our end game is. Otherwise, we're going to be pulled all over the place. So today we're going to be focused on that specifically and how people can really achieve their end result, being more effective with less time and more energy. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's great to be here. How many have heard of this word, if you can say it? Ho'oponopono. Anyone heard of that? Ho'oponopono. I'll tell you a little story. There's a fantastic story about a doctor, psychiatrist, clinical psychiatrist, Dr. Hugh Len. He's Hawaiian. And a long, long time ago, he was hired by a hospital in Hawaii that was for the clinically insane and very, very violent people. Dr. Hugh Len took the job and he said, I'm going to do the job provided I can do it on my terms. And he said, I'm not going to see these people one-on-one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a practice. And for the first 8 months to 12 months that he did this job, all he did was he read their files. And while he was reading their files, he used this practice of Ho'oponopono. And it's 4 phrases. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And you can say them in any order. However, those are the 4 phrases. And that's all he did. Think about this. That's all he did for nearly 12 months before he even began to sit down with each of these patients one-on-one. He sat reading their files and he said, while he read them, he just kept saying over and over, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. These are people that have, murderers, etc., rapists, etc. A lot of these people, schizophrenic, etc. And he just kept reading the files and just kept reciting these 4 phrases over and over and over. Several years go by, and a lot of these people now get taken off drugs, taken their chains off. A lot of them get discharged. They go back to their societies, they become contributors to their societies. And when people heard about this, they said, wow, this is crazy. How can this happen? The first time I heard about this, it was through Dr. Wayne Dyer. And I heard about the story about Dr. Hugh Len, this Hawaiian clinical psychologist that healed these people, basically healed these people by using this Ho'oponopono prayer. These 4 phrases. I thought, wow, this is amazing. And then Dr. Joe Vitale, he heard about this and he thought, wow, this is incredible. This is a miracle. I've got to find this guy. And he found Dr. Hugh Len and he interviewed him. He said, would you mind doing an interview with me? And he said, yeah, sure. He said, why don't we make this available to people? Let's write a book. Let's make this available to people. And eventually Dr. Hugh Len agreed and they wrote a book called Zero Limits. Brilliant book. And it talks about Ho'oponopono, the origins of this and how it works. And by using your unconscious mind in a powerful way, because your unconscious mind is your what in success? Your partner in success. And if you use affirmations, or if you like to say affirmations, then it's one of my favorite affirmations. My unconscious mind is my partner in success.
As we bring the Evolve Legacy to a close, this isn't the end, but it's just the start of the next chapter. These entrepreneurs that have been here for the last few days have connected, collaborated, and committed to their next stage of their journey as part of their legacy. The Evolve Legacy exists to create the space and create the clarity for vision to turn into reality. The conversations, ideas, and collaborations that have been started here over the last 2.5 days are going to ripple through into our members' futures. A legacy isn't built overnight, but it is built by starting today and building whilst we're still here. So for everyone that's participated, making the Evolve Legacy these last few days possible, I want to say thank you, and I want you to consider what your legacy could be. And if you've been inspired by this video and think the Evolve Legacy could be for you to evolve to your next level, then feel free to reach out and get in touch. We'll see you next time.